Flosstube. My name is Nancy, Sew Cozy Stitching, formerly known as um, Quilting Stitcher. My mind just went completely blank there. I did change. I am changing my YouTube name, and I've already changed my Instagram name. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it is Sew Cozy Stitching. Um, we have a guest today. This is Mac. He is my puppy. He's really not a puppy. He's 5 years old, but he's my puppy. And we'll see how well he cooperates today, because right there is his window where he looks out into his world, known as outside. And yeah, if he gets up in that window, sometimes he sees a cat or whatever and starts barking. He is doing very well. Thank you for all the well wishes for him. I did take him to the vet. He did have infection in both ears. And he is on an antibiotic. He's almost done with his antibiotic, and he has eardrops that I put in his ears every day, and he's almost done with that also. But he's doing very well. I did have them give him an allergy shot, and because I think he has allergies, and this is a different vet we went to rather than his regular vet. I couldn't get him into his regular vet, and I think I'm gonna keep going back to this vet. He listened to me, and he was willing to try. He said it's not gonna hurt to give him an allergy shot. If he has allergies, this will help. If he doesn't, it's not allergies, because he'll continue to do what he was doing. But so they gave him an allergy shot, and he is doing much better. He's not licking like he was, or scratching like he was. So I'm convinced he does have allergies. And so, but the downside is the shot only lasts 1 to 2 months. It is a little bit pricey for the shot, but it's been worth it. And so when he starts exhibiting signs that he needs the shot again, then I will take him back in and we will get another shot. And then they also gave him his immunizations. Words. Gave him his immunizations. That is not a word I stumble over ever. Anyway, so he is good to go until, I believe, October, and then he has another immunization he has to get. So anyway, he's doing very well. I just want to let everybody know that all is going well here. And I have been semi-isolated. I don't go out much anyway. I'm very much a homebody and an introvert. I don't like big crowds, and so for me to go into the grocery store right now is it's not something I'm doing. We are, as far as food and necessities and toilet paper, we're good, because I keep up on those things anyway. Like if there's case goods sales at stores, I stock up. If there's meat sales at stores, I stock up. So that's something I have. I mean, I've done nothing different as far as buying groceries. Um, I have always, my parents were always had plenty of, always stayed stocked up in their house, and that's something I learned, so I've done it, and luckily my kids have kind of done that same practice, so they're all good. Their families are good. So yeah, I haven't really ventured into the store. My husband's gone a couple of times just for things that you can't stock up on, like milk, or maybe some vegetables, or fresh vegetables or whatever. But I did venture out. I think it was Wednesday night. My husband and I, of all things, I was craving Pringles chips, and I told my husband, I said, let's go to the grocery store. It was at night. My daughter had just gotten off work, picked up the grandkids. I've had grandkids all week because some of school and parents still have to work. But I it was like 8 o'clock at night, and I said, let's run to the store and grab some Pringles. And I said, maybe it won't be too bad. And it wasn't. It was actually very calm in the store. Probably because they didn't have anything on the shelves. We went to the store that, sorry, I gotta move my leg. It's falling asleep. We went to the store that I used to work at, and I I couldn't believe like the shelves. Um, we mainly went just for one thing, chips. And I said, well, let's see if they have, because my husband needed some water for his truck. And I said, let's just see if they have water. They didn't. Another thing we were almost out of is eggs. They didn't have eggs. But they did have Pringles chips. But we just kind of did a circle of the store just to kind of, we've heard things, but we haven't been in the store. So, I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe the store. It was just like the dog food aisle. They had plenty of like wet pet food, but the dry, no cat food, no dog food. The whole entire side of that aisle was just gone. No water, no juice. There was very few bottles of juice on the shelves. We went down. We didn't go down any of these aisles. We just kind of walked past them and looked down. The cereal aisle, the bagged cereal, not one. And the box cereal, very few boxes. No pasta. You couldn't have bought pasta. The bread aisle, from the entire aisle, it starts with tortillas and goes clear down the aisle and ends with bagels. None. Not none. It was just canned biscuits. That kind of threw me for a loop, like the canned cinnamon rolls and the canned biscuits. None. But that's okay. We don't need it. I do have the frozen rolls dough loaves of bread that's frozen. I used to make homemade bread, and then I also used to have a bread maker. I don't anymore. I think my bread maker broke, but I buy those, and I have some in my freezer. So if we can't get bread, I can always make bread. So really, the only thing that we haven't been able to get is eggs. That's about it. And I have a Facebook friend that does sell eggs, so I figured if anything, I could call her. One thing I did. So the city I live in does not allow chickens in city limits. If they did, I would have had chickens years ago because I loved having chickens. I used to have chickens long time ago when I was married to my first husband. We always had chickens. We always had eggs. We always had. Sometimes there was a few years that we raised chickens and to eat. Hang on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. He likes to sit up on the couch and look outside, and if he sees a person, a cat, a leaf go by, he starts barking. I gave him a treat, so he should be content for a while. Anyway, I don't even know where I was. Oh, chickens. Anyway, so if I could have chickens where I live, I would have chickens, but I would have had them years ago, so then we would have not have had a problem with eggs. But my son says he is building a chicken coop, and where he lives, he can have them. And I told him, I said, you buy the chicken coop, I'll go buy the chickens. And I know we're not going to get eggs for 6 months, but it's always nice to have fresh eggs. I love fresh eggs. Okay, let's get into stitching. I'll start with my finish. This is by Bent Creek. It's called Baby Row, I think is what it's called. And it's an old, so I didn't know this, but I learned it at watching market videos and stuff. So Bent Creek has stopped designing. I don't know when, quite a few years ago, but I'm not sick. I'm not sick. Ben Creek stopped designing quite a few years ago, but they've started designing again. And I don't know who it was in their market video, but they showed their booth. And anyway, but this is an older pattern, and I've stitched this for every one of my grandkids when they were born, or And so with our new little one that's going to be arriving, the doctor has moved up her due date again. This is the third time that she has had her due date moved up. But the doctor isn't going to actually let her even go full term. She said she's going to start her at 38 weeks unless she goes into labor before that. She has been having some contractions, but it's a little bit too early for her to have him right now, so they're doing what they can to prevent it. But if we'll for sure have a baby by the middle, well, from the middle to the end of April. So anyway, so I finished this. It says, the pitter patter of little feet, a voice soft and sweet, sweet child of mine. And it has his name. I used my own colors on this because kind of going with the colors of the baby shower theme. And yes, we are still doing the baby shower. I know, but whatever, it is what it is. We're still doing a baby shower. I'm not doing a baby shower. I'm just going to the baby shower. But anyway, there's that. So I have a frame for it, and I just need to get it framed. His name, when he's born, I'll pull it out of the frame and put his birth date there. But I wanted this finished for the baby shower, so, and it's going to be in a couple of weeks. So anyway, I love it. It's cute. That's my one and only finish since my last video. Okay, what have I been working on? We're just gonna start at the beginning. I don't have a whole lot to show, and then we'll get into what I bought. I have had these kitted up since they came out. I think they came out from market last year, 2 years ago, 2018. Or after, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure when they came out. If they came out for market or if she released them later, but it was 2018. And I've had them kitted up since I bought the charts. My problem was I wasn't sure how I wanted to stitch them. I didn't know if I wanted to stitch them together as one piece or if I wanted to do them separate. And I decided, okay, I'm going to do them separate. And I'm going to do them in pillows and then put them in a tray I have. And I'm still not 100% convinced I'm going to do them as pillows as I've been stitching them. My mind is just, I cannot make up my mind, but I am doing them individually for sure. I don't need to worry about how I'm going to finish them right now because it's going to be a bit. And this is where I'm at. Look at her. That silly little lady there. Silly, silly. I am using DMC. I've converted it because she doesn't give DMC listings, so I've converted it from the overdyed floss to the DMC, and I think I switched up some colors a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. I think I switched up the red a little bit and the blue, but I could be wrong. Anyway, that's where I'm at. And it's kind of a grayish, light grayish blue fabric. Anyway, cute. This is a lot of fun to stitch. A lot of fun. And that's that one. the next one I have been working on is Farms of Hawkran Hollow. Okay, I have struggled with this chart. I thought, to me, this first one was very boring. I don't know, I struggled with it, but I persevered through it and I got it done. I got the first block done. Then I moved my hoop, started the second block, still having the same problem. And I'm like, is it the colors? Yeah, they're not my typical colors, but I don't know. I was having a hard time with it. So I thought, okay, I know it's not the fabric because I stitch on this fabric all the time. I love this fabric. So I knew it wasn't the fabric. So I decided one day I was stitching it and I was just struggling to do it and to stitch it. And I thought, okay, we got to figure out something. So I ended up taking it off the hoop, putting it on a Q-snap, and that was my problem. I was struggling with it, but I think it's because it's such a big piece and I was in a hoop. So I took out the hoop, it's in the Q-snap, well, there's nothing, I'm not taking it completely off because there is so much fabric here. But, so there, that one's all done. I already showed that one. And so this one is called Monday Barn Raising, is what that will say when I'm only stitching what I can in the hoop, and then or in the Q-snap, and then I'll have to move it and finish because this is right kind of where the bar is. But yeah, that was definitely my struggle, was the hoop, because I think my hoop wasn't keeping it tight enough, and there was just so much fabric to try to mess with, and this way I can kind of clip it, you know, with this, and I have some other clips that I've just kind of been clipping it out of the way, and it works so much better. I messed up somewhere. I have no idea because I have counted and counted and counted, and I'm counting it. I've got the right number of stitches. I don't know how I messed up, but I messed up right up here in this thing here. And I thought, you know what, whatever. In the whole scheme of things, when you're looking at it, you're not going to know. So that's where I'm at on that. So I don't have a whole lot left. Well, I do. I do have a whole lot. This block doesn't have a whole lot in it, but it's got all of this grass down here is going to take some time. So I don't have a whole lot. I mean, this will all go fast, but then the grass is going to take some time. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Sorry, it sounds like somebody was here. So that's where I'm at on that. Guess we'll see if somebody walks up to the door, because I don't see anybody, but I can hear somebody. Maybe it's the neighbors. It is so nice. Yesterday was a gorgeous day. It was a little bit chilly in the morning, but by yesterday afternoon, it was so nice outside. Today, it's a little bit breezy. I haven't been outside to see how warm it is, so. Anyway, so a lot of people are out and about and everything. The next thing I've been working on, this is actually a new purchase, I think, since I had my last video, and a new start. I am doing Prim Village by Lori Holt, and I am doing the whole thing. I have, what I did is I pulled, so she gives DMC and Aura Floss. I didn't buy the Aura Floss. To me, it is expensive. It is for the whole floss pack, and I think she's having another chart come out that uses the exact same floss, but still, it was like 90 bucks for the Aura Floss pack. I'm like, So I pulled out all the DMC equivalent, and you can see these are kind of bright colors. So what I did is I pulled out all the DMC equivalent, and then I went through my Victorian Motto floss that, you know, I had a subscription for it, and then I stopped my subscription, but I still have all this floss, and I really don't use it. So I thought I'm going to pull out and see what I can pull out of there and do my own color conversion. So my houses are going to be the same color, but they're not going to be this bright. They're toned down just a little bit. So, and it came with this little charm. If you order the pattern, you get the little um, keychain, scissor fob, whatever you want to call it. I am using it for a zipper pull, so it's that. Anyway, and they are doing on Fat Quarter Shop. They are doing a stitch along for this chart. If you, I don't know if you watch their Flosstube videos, but if you do, you'll see that they're doing this sew along. I am ahead because I want to get this done. I want it done, and I know exactly where I'm going to hang it. I'm going to put it in a frame, and I know where I'm going to hang it. Let's see. So this is where I am at on mine. And I am loving it. Okay, so some of the floss I didn't have the anything in my Victorian Motto that would match. So I kind of used the same colors, but then I just toned them down and with my DMC. So this house is actually all done. The yellow is DMC. This one is done with Victorian Motto. And so you can see the variegation in the house. It's very subtle. I do not do one stitch at a time when I do when I use overdyed floss. I just don't. But it still has. What I do is I pull two strands off, but I just go across and then back and across and back. So there it is. Now these are a little bit fiddly because no two of these have the same color in them. So, but I'm loving this. Loving this. So anyway, I'm stitching it on Vintage Country Mocha, which seems to be my go-to fabric. I'm using it for my stockings. I'm using it for my Farms of Hawkran Hollow, and I'm using it for this. And I did have a heart attack when I pulled this off the Q-snaps, and I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know if I have enough room here. Did I stitch it wrong? Should I have done it this way? But no, I'll be good. So I'll have plenty because I folded it in half because this is the halfway point across, and I have plenty of room. So I just love this. This is my new favorite project. Like I start on this and I don't want to put it down. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep showing it to you. I love it. Anyway, there you go. Okay, one more whip. The next whip I have is Shepherd's Bush stocking. This is Thomas's stocking. And I am done with all of this. So now I just pulled it off the Q-snap so I can move it, and I'll do the top and I'll go back and do the bottom. And I just finished this little basket this morning. And there we are. Love it. Now I've had to switch up some colors on this one because I am using the DMC. And they use pearl cotton. Well, because they use 18 count, but they do it over like what would be considered with Ada 2 threads. I don't know if that makes sense. So instead of 18 count, it actually is what, 9 count. Anyway, so they use pearl cotton. So they use a thicker thread. So I'm trying to, and they use DMC, Weeks Dye Works, and Crescent colors, but you can't even get Crescent colors anymore. So I am using, since I'm just using regular DMC, some of my colors aren't matching up. Like I stitched the sheep. I started, okay, so I had everything done except for his body. So because I just wanted to be able to just go in and outline his body and then just fill it in. And so I started stitching right here and had all of this filled in with the color that it called for in regular DMC, and it was 645, I think, and it was gray. And so I thought, I don't want gray sheep. I want my sheep to be sheep color. So I pulled it out, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I started stitching it again. I stitched that dang thing in the same color again, so I had to rip it out. So I stitched this part right here with the sheep 3 times. I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, I love it. I love these. They're just so, I don't know. I know my kids and my grandkids are going to completely treasure these. So I did mention to a friend last night, though, I'm kind of worried about actually making them into the stockings, because I want them to be like perfect, and I know that I'm not a perfect sewer. I know I quilt, but I have lots of mistakes in my quilts. So what I think I might do is make a pretend stocking to practice. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Who knows? All right, so that is all my whips that I have. What else? My pup, he's down there still eating on his treat. I gave him a treat that would last him a while, not just one he could quickly eat. All right, so let's go through my market haul. I have some fun stuff to show you. There are 2 things that I did not get. I ordered from Needle Case Goodies, and I ordered from Jen's Stitching Niche. And there are a couple of things that I ordered from Needle Case Goodies that either she wasn't able to, they were sold out before she got to got to the booth to get them, or whatever. But so they're on order. They should be coming in, I don't know, whenever. It's okay, they'll get here when they get here. It's not like I can't find something else to stitch, because yeah, if you go over to Instagram, on the common thread, um, oh, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it's a thing they're doing this whole month, and you have a different category, and you post pictures. Like they had a couple I haven't done, like post a high school picture. I didn't do that. I didn't want to have to try to dig out a high school picture of myself. And but they've been asking like pictures of your stitching space, which my stitching space is, this is a double, this is like a love seat. It's a rocker, and it's also a recliner. And anyway, I'm sitting on one end, the other end is where I sit and stitch. So they asked for that. They've asked for your thread storage, show a picture of your thread storage, share a picture of your unicorn chart, tell a little bit about yourself. So anyway, I've been doing that. I've done most of the days. There's like been 2 or 3 that I haven't. Anyway, today's common thread hashtag is showing your pattern stash. So if you go over to Instagram, you can see my pattern stash. So, I have no, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Anyway, I have a ton of things that I can stitch. So they'll get here when they get here. Okay, so that being said, let's start with what I got from Needle Case Goodies. Now, all of this I did from Needle Case Goodies. I did pre-order. I sent her an email and I said, "Can I pre-order what I want from Market?" And she said, "Sure, just give me a list and I'll get it for you." So there's, like I said, two things that she couldn't get for me that is on order. They're already paid for and everything. So as soon as she gets them in, then I will get them in the mail. So the first part is Needle Case Goodies. First thing I got is Heartstring Samplers. It's called Sewing in Friendship. And a token for my friend. This is a collaboration she did with, that Beth did with Paulette Stewart at Plum Street Samplers. I did order the other one. It is one of the ones that I did not receive, that it will be coming. So a token of my friendship. Sewn in Friendship is the name. And that is also the name of Plum Streets, is also called Sewn in Friendship. So I got that. And then from the Scarlet House, I got Be Merry and Bright. I believe this used to be a club kit, maybe from Diane Stitch. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But it used to be a club kit from somewhere, and people were showing it, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. So when I saw it was coming out in Market, I thought I better get it. Merry and Bright. And then the other thing from Scarlet House was Bringing Home the Tree. And this was a club kit that she, from a year or two ago, and she's released it this year for everybody. So I got it, and it was one that I had seen people stitching, and I just loved it. She had a lot of good patterns. I was very careful on what I chose, kind of spreading it out between different designers, and but she did have some good stuff. But these are the only two that I chose to get, because I still am trying to stay on a very strict budget and not buying a whole lot. All right, next is With the Needle and Thread. Everything she had was amazing. Again, she does have the sampler. I did not get the sampler. I can't remember what it's called. I want it, but it's not something I figured I'll get it eventually if I decide to get it all. I have so many samplers I want to stitch that, I don't know. But these are what I chose. I got the Salt Box Quilt Sampler. Love, love, love this. This is probably my favorite one she did. I just love it because I'm a quilter, and all those little salt box houses have quilts on them, and I just love this. And I think I am going to, I don't know, when I stitch it, I might see if I can find a box to put it in, or put it on top of the box or something. I don't know. We'll see. Or I may just stitch it and frame it. The next thing I got was Our Hearts. Love this little sampler. And I have another sampler of hers that I wanted to stitch for my husband and I. My intentions was it was going to be my anniversary start, and I didn't start it. I just decided not to, but it's still kitted up. But then when I saw this one, I thought, oh, maybe I want to do this one. So now I'm torn between which one I want to do. So the next one I've got is Harrietta and Company. Of course, everybody has to get this one. Those little plaid pants. Who can resist that? So cute. And then I Collect. I got that one. Love this one. Love it. I'm doing some sewing themed this year. So I want this for my sewing room. And then, okay, now this one, when I opened up my package and I saw it in there, I'm like, I didn't order this, because it's not one that I would really order. I don't know. It's not one that is, it was on all of hers that she, I mean, all of them I loved, but if I was to rank it, this was probably one of the at the bottom, and I didn't think I got this one, but it came in there, and so then I got on my message. I'm like, okay, maybe she sent it by mistake, so I got on my message to her, and I had ordered it. So a berry keeper. And then, but I've been looking at it, and I think, well, maybe I ordered it because of the strawberries, because I do love the strawberries. And then it's got the thread, you know, the spools, and it's got a cherry, or a, not a cherry, a tomato. So I'm thinking I probably ordered this to do for my sewing room because it has all of the little sewing things in it. It's very cute. I will stitch it. Yeah, I'm not disappointed that I got it. I was just a little bit confused when I got it because I don't remember ordering it. All right, and then just from Teresa Kogut. Okay, let me just say, she blew it out of the water. Everything she did was wonderful. Her punch needle, gorgeous. Her samplers, oh my gosh, her samplers. I had a really, really, really hard time deciding which one I wanted because I thought, okay, I'm only going to get one. I got, and the one I decided was on the Peace, I don't know what it's called, Peace, Joy, Faith, Hope, you know, that one. That's what I decided on. It is also the one that I'm waiting for. The other one that I loved was the other one. I can't remember what it was called. I may eventually get it. I don't know. And then, so the only thing I had ordered, because it was being very, very good, was the Sampler by Teresa Kogut. Then Teresa did a video just before market, and in the background, just behind her shoulder, was Newcastle bouquet. She actually had her framed piece there, and I kept looking at it. I mean, I was just not even listening to her because I was so distracted, and I'm like, that is just gorgeous. You know, it's so pretty. I had seen it, I had seen pictures of it, and I thought that is so, you know, as pretty. But then when I saw it in her video, I'm like, I have to have that. So I messaged Needle Case Goodies, and I said, is it too late? And she's like, nope. So I got Newcastle bouquet. I love it. I don't know, and I can't just say, well, I love it because of this, you know, the birds, or I love it because of the border, or I love it because of the flowers. I just love this, the whole thing. And to see it, you know, in her video, just sit back. She didn't even show it in her video. She didn't even bring it out and show it in this particular video I watched. She didn't. It was just sitting behind her, and I'm like, I gotta have that. So I've got that. And then, of course, the sampler will be coming. The last thing I ordered from Needle Case Goodies was Mary Ann March by Kathy Barrick. And this had not, when I watched her video, hers and Liz Matthews together, because they're mother-daughter, and they were showing their market releases, this just, it just caught my eye. And I don't know, I love how it's finished, and I think I'm going to finish it like this. But I love the whole thing. Just love it. So, yeah. Got that. Okay, so that was all from Needle Case Goodies. Then I ordered from Jen's Stitching Niche. And hers actually came in really fast because as she was buying stuff at market, she was uploading it to her website. And so I actually purchased it during market, and I had it like the Wednesday after market. I had it in the mail. So she sent this. It's by Gentle Arts, limited edition floss. She sent me the floss. I didn't order this. This is just something she included in the package. And it has some nice There's variegation in it. It's pretty. I'll use it. And then I got a free chart she sent by Lindy Stitches. This little bunny rabbit. It's cute. So I will, that's really cute. That'd be a quick stitch. Okay, so what did I get? Little House Needleworks, Kringles, of course. Diane showed this on her video, or she did a it was Facebook Live or something. I think it was Facebook Live. And this was her market release. I did not get the thread pack or the fabric. I just got the chart because I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I had to get it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I know some people have said this brings back a lot of memories of their childhood, and it does mine too. We live in a very small community. It's not, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of people, but our community is made up of several small towns. So we've got, the one I live in is the biggest of all the towns. And then we have one that's about 5 miles away. And anyway, and then there's a couple of other small communities. And that makes up where we live. Anyway, the town I was raised in, the one that's 5 miles away, is the town I was raised in. That's where I went to high school. And yeah, anyway, lost my train of thought. Anyway, we have what's a town square. And back in the day, it's kind of funny to listen to when I was listening, growing up listening to my mom and dad, and their Friday nights and Saturday nights were spent going around the square. All their friends hung around. And this square is one way, so and at each corner it does have you can have off streets that you can go out of the square. But anyway, so forever, when I was a little girl, they've had the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, that night Santa Claus comes to town, and he drives around the square they block it off. There's tons of people. They block it off, and Santa's in this fire truck, and he goes around the square 3 or 4 times, and then he stops and they put him up to the power pole, and he turns on the lights. And it's a big deal. In our area, it's a very big deal. And it's actually, if you go online and just Google Christmas City, USA, my little town will come up. It's in the National Historic Registry. Anyway, it's a cool little town. And back in the day when I was growing up, every store on the square was open. And we had all kinds of businesses. We had JCPenney's, we had furniture stores, we had clothing stores, we had there was a bank. The bank's still there, but most of these businesses have closed up now. There are still people in the stores, but they're not. It's not the same. A lot of the businesses have closed up. But anyway, they would decorate. Every store had a storefront that would decorate for Christmas, and you could walk around, and they had music playing. You could have a speaker from one of the windows in the store, and you could hear it through the whole square. And all the windows were decorated for Christmas. And anyway, so this brings us back a lot of memories. So my little town isn't just one store with all the windows decorated. It was several stores around this town square, all decorated. But anyway, so I had to get that. Long story just to tell you that I got that from Market. Okay, the other thing I got was We Live in Hope by Blackbird's Designs. Love that. There is one other Blackbird design that I didn't get, and it's not because I didn't want it, it's because she did not have it. I have since ordered it from 123, so it should be here soon. I actually ordered something else with it that was, she had a special order for me. So when they both come in, then she'll mail them. But anyway, so we live in love, or we live in hope, sorry. And then I got little birds. Love this. And then, of course, Sewing Club. Love this. And it has just some really, really nice projects in here. I don't think I could pick a favorite one. That's the back. So those are my market releases. This video is longer than I thought it was going to be. It's because I talked a lot about stuff, I guess. Anyway, so I hope everybody is safe and getting as much stitching as you can in. You know, memes going around Facebook. This is what we've been living. This is what we've been working towards. This is what we've been hoarding all of our stash and our floss and our fabric. And this is what we have been working for years, is this, our isolation. And so anyway, stay safe. Keep your mental health good. Reach out on, you know, social media or, you know, wherever. I'm on Instagram. I've been on Instagram for a while now, but about the last month, I've been very, very active on Instagram, and I've made some friends, and which is cool. And I a couple of friends I text, and some of them I just, you know, just by commenting on what they show and them commenting on mine. A couple of them I know is going to the Stitch West retreat, and so I'll get to meet them there. Um, so yeah, just if you want to chat, or you know, or anything, just hit me up on Instagram, because you know, in this time of isolation, yeah, we need some socialization, and this is the way we do it. And so yeah, if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, go for it. I will talk to you on Instagram. Leave a comment below. I'll answer any questions you have. I don't always make a comment on your comment unless you ask a question, or sometimes I'll go in and I'll say thank you if you know, comment on my video. But I always, always, always will give you a heart. And anyway, so just stay safe and stay sane. And I'll see you next time. Bye.